This time I have a Fisher stereo system in for repair. Now, not to get your hopes up too high. This is not a real Fisher. This is not an American Fisher. No. This is a Japanese Fisher. And you know what that means, right? That means it's a SANYO. And like all the stuff of this particular era, corner cutting was in its prime. If they could save $5 on the cost of the production of the unit, they would. And this is what we get as a result. Today I have this Fisher amplifier in. This is, this is a SANYO, but it's got the Fisher name on it. This is a CA225D. This was part of a little system. I've got the other components here too. We don't need to worry about them just yet. Let's see what's going on with the amplifier. I only hear one channel. Besides my cables being broken. Only one channel's working. Okay, no red channel. Okay, well, let's cut the top popped off it and see why it's not working. This one's going to require probing with the scope. And fortunately, it has a hatch on the bottom that can be opened up so we can access the outputs and the other parts of the circuitry where we can trace and see where the signal's being lost. Now, I'm not having any signal applying at the outputs on the left channel, or the right channel, sorry, left channel works. So we're going to have to go through and just see what might be the cause. As I measure with the scope, I have audio here. This is the left channel. I have nothing on the right channel. But I got good sound over here. If I go to the right channel, nothing. First thing I looked at was the signal coming back from the tone controls, and there was nothing on the right channel. Here, let's see here. Where does the sound come back from the controls? Alright, I have the right channel here. This is coming off the tape monitor switch. I know I'm not showing you guys the scope, but you'll just have to take my word for it. I have signal, and now I don't. So this here, this header, which is this one here, this one is passing the signal. It's going up to this front board here, which is the tone control board. I think that's where the problem is probably going to be, unless it's a broken wire. But I do have it right here on this one here is the right side. Was that the right side? Wait a minute. No, the right side is down here. That's left. This is right channel here. And if I unplug it goes away. So it's on this cable here, the side opposite the white stripe. This is the side for the left channel, and this is the side for the right channel. This goes up and it goes over to this board here. So I think the first thing I'll do is I'm going to pull the front off of the unit so I can see that board. I got the front panel off, and do you see the problem? I see the problem right there. That's the right signal. The wire's snapped, and if I put my scope on here, I do indeed see the signal. So it looks like the wire just got broken, which doesn't surprise me with this piss poor design. Let's remove the board here and reattach the wire. Of course, it's the wrong size screwdriver. They're using number 1 screws on this side. I'll just remove these other ones just to get them out of the way for now. These, oh, well, look at that. Yeah, you think maybe there's might have been a problem there too with like somebody's been in here. For sure, somebody's been in here. But that wire is snapped off right there. So I gotta put that wire back on. So I'm just gonna strip the wire back and we'll just tack it onto the board here. Wonder how the other ones are. They put glue on these to try to hold them in place. It didn't work. Rule one, when you're connecting these connectors, make sure you get all the wires lined up so that they go down into the correct place. Okay. Let's see if I got 2 channels now. What? No, still no 2 channels? Okay, now what the hell's going on? Nothing here. The left channel. I got no right. What's that? Is that the right channel there? Left channel. Okay, I got the right channel going into here now. The right channel's coming onto this board. That's for the volume control. And what about on the output over here? Back down to the main board over on this connector here. So let's just flip it over and take a look at that connector. Anything broken on here? Well, that's this connector right down there. So I can just power it up again and we'll take a look at the input into the amplifier. Now we know where it goes. Shut off the speaker just so I can give it some volume so I can see it on the scope. Okay, there's one channel and the other channel looks like it's there. Yeah, I got right channel coming into it now. So why don't I have any sound? It's going into this transistor. This is the left channel buffer. I got sound there. And I got sound on the right channel there. And the right channel goes over to here. I've got sound. And I got sound here. Sound here. sound there. I'm just tracing back. Sound here, sound there, sound there. What do we got here? I don't think I got sound there. I got sound here, sound here, sound here, and this is just the right channel I'm looking at, the preamp. I got the speakers shut off. I got some sound on the driver, but nothing on the outputs. I'm losing it somewhere in here. Seeing the same levels. I go over to the driver stage. Left channel, I got lots of signal there. Right channel, I've got very, very low signal on the drivers. Very low. I do believe that resistor is open. And it looks like it's blown open. So I doubt that it's just a resistor that's open. There's probably, these driver transistors are probably bad. We'll check them. Because I got good signal that's getting all the way up to here. It ends like right in this area here. And that is popped. So let's check the transistors and see if they're any good. Check the outputs. This one's shorted, I'm sure. .5 drop there, 0.5 drop there. It should be like 0.6, but emitter to collector, we have a short. Same with on this one. We got two outputs that are shorted. So I'm going to have to end this repair right now because I got to get a hold of the fella and let him know what we're looking at. We're looking at a couple transistors minimum. I don't know what he wants to spend on this unit, but this one here is also probably shorted. And that was not shorted. .5 volt drop though. It should be like 0.6. Over here. No short on this one, but this one for sure has a short. I haven't even checked the drivers yet. They could be toast as well. That driver looks okay. And that driver looks okay. It looks like it's just the one output. 2SA225. I don't know if we've even got something like that. I might have one in an old receiver somewhere. I'd have to look and see. But that one's definitely shorted. And that resistor is open. Even at that resistor is a 33 ohm. And it's not open. See, 33.2. Here's the one off the other channel over here. So that resistor is not open. But the transistor certainly is shorted. Drivers aren't open. I don't know what happened on this, but maybe when someone was fiddling around and they pushed this wire back in the front here and they got the leads all shorted up because it was all bent out of shape. I'm sure they shorted something, whoever was tinkering around with this. I'll check these other resistors down here and see if any of them are open. Because usually there's more than one part that goes bad when you have a blown output transistor. Usually you've got resistors that are open as well. Probably these ones here. These are like 0.47. I bet you these are open. Yeah, that one's open. And is this one open here? Looks like that one's open too. No, that one's good. 0.4, but this one's open. That one's open. Of course, a good channel will measure good. Right, 0.5. 0.5. 0.5. That's why we didn't blow speakers or anything. The emitter follower went open, so it was out of the circuit. That's why it didn't blow anything up. Okay, so we got a bad transistor and an open resistor. That's where we stand on this one. I'll have to get a hold of the fellow that owns it and see what he wants to do on this unit, whether he wants to put any money into it or whatever. At this point, I don't have parts. I don't even have a source for them. I don't know whether I've got any or not. I might have one. I don't know. I've got old scrap receivers around here, but the problem is all the parts are in them, so I don't know what parts they've got. So I don't even know if I've got the part or not. I talked to the fellow that owns this, and he's agreed that it's not going to be worth repairing it. I'm going to leave the transistors. I'll leave this one just disconnected, just so that there's no possible chance of any voltage showing up on the speakers. I guess he can use it as a mono amplifier. I got the tape deck and the tuner on it. He wants me to replace the light bulb for the tuner display. We'll take a look at that next. And then the power cable for the tape deck. Somebody cut it and lengthened it, so we're gonna straighten that up, just so that he's got a piece of equipment that can be just used as a display piece. So I'll throw the bottom back on, and then we'll get on the other equipment and see if we can get it at least to work. I did look through my collection of old amplifiers and so forth, but nothing that I could find has these transistors in them. It's possible that transistors could be subbed, but again, I didn't go down that road. The fellow that owns it doesn't want to spend any money on it, and I agree with him. This is not a unit that's worth putting money into. The matching components that went with this unit, we're talking cheap, right? So cheap that they didn't even put power supplies in these units. Oh no, these ones here, they plug in using like a 12 volt or 14 volts or whatever it is connector. Somehow these plug in. There's one, and somebody went ahead and extended the wires on the other, so we're going to cut these off and shorten it back to the way that they were original, just because the fellow wants that done. And we'll check the light in the tuner. So I'll just put the wires back together like they originally were, and then we'll throw some heat shrink tubing over the connection. Yeah, I know it was kind of a dumb design. It was just SANYO's way of cutting costs. So they only had to put one transformer in, and they could just take a second winding off of that to power up the accessories rather than have a transformer in every single unit. We'll pop the top off the tuner now and see what it needs for a light bulb. The lamps on here operate on about 15 volts AC, so I think they can probably put an LED strip behind here and a resistor on it, and because they'll operate off AC. And I might even have a small strip I can put in here. We'll just pop the screws out. I'm not going to have 15 volt incandescent bulbs, or even 12 volt incandescent bulbs, and that's only because the place that I used to buy them from has closed their doors. So let's see what I can find for a strip to put in here. I can probably just put these strips right into the back. I've got a strip here with 6 LEDs, although those is probably going to be way too bright, so I might be able to just cut it down to 3 of them and put 3 of them in behind here, and that probably will be more than adequate as far as the brightness goes, just because I know these are quite bright, these strips. So I'm thinking maybe I'll take the wire off, because I've only got a limited space that I can put it in here. If I take the wire off and attach it directly to here, yeah, I'm going to be feeding them with AC, but they're LEDs and they have the built-in resistor, so they should be okay. So we'll just pop that off. And I'll prep the LED. Solder the wires on. Does not matter about polarity because, again, we're going to feed them with AC and they should be adequately bright. Obviously not as bright as they would feed them with DC, but we don't need it to be super bright. It's just to illuminate the display, you know, so it looks functional. It's all the illusion of making it look like it works. So we'll just attach the wires down here. Okay, now we can see how bright this is. See, it's more than bright enough. Feeding it AC. I can stick this in behind here and, oh, look at that, it'll light up the display no problem. In fact, it'll light that display probably better than the original bulbs ever did. So what I ended up doing was just mounting the LED strip to the original circuit board that had the incandescent bulbs on it. Just double side tape them on there, right in the center. That way the display is nicely lit in the center of the display. Anyway, that's all I'm doing on this. He just asked me to replace the lights and fix that cord because the amplifier itself was shot. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.